Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Um, I'm gonna read something. I did. I did my own research and did my research on illegal immigration, people being here illegally, and the reason why I'm doing this video because you have a person who's dangerous running around spreading misinformation about immigration. All you have to do, I got my rag on my head because I shaved my head. All you have to do is read the law. All you have to do is look this stuff up. See, when people say stuff, I don't take it as fact. I research. I research. I always research. Now, there's a fired reporter. He was fired. He was fired from CNN. I see why. Don Lemon. He's a dangerous person. Do not listen to him. He's lying to you. Why? He has an agenda. He has this left wing, whatever you want to call it, ideology. I don't know what planet this dude is living on. He's a dangerous person. He's a dangerous person. He's gonna get you in trouble. Do not listen to him. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's interviewing people saying that being in the United States illegally is not a crime. Then he turns around and says, well, it's a crime, but it has different levels. No, it's only two things. And I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read this. Now I just looked this up. It says, what happens if caught in America illegal? If an undocumented immigrant is caught entering the U.S. illegally, they may face a range of consequences, including criminal penalties and civil violations under U.S. immigration laws. The legal consequences can vary based on, this is important, the circumstance of the illegal entry and the individual's prior immigration history. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Now, prior immigration history. One thing I found out, the longer you are here illegal, the more severe the punishment. You have people hiding. You have people going under the table. You have people working jobs under the table. I don't know how these people get hired. When I fill out a job application, they ask me on that application, are you a U.S. citizen? If you're not a U.S. citizen, do you have legal status? Do you have a green card? Do you have a work visa? So how are these people working? How? See, that's a deep rabbit hole. That's a deep rabbit hole. That's a deep rabbit hole. And he keeps spinning it. Well, they just trying to be here to have a better life. Okay, then you go through the process. There's no arguing. There's no arguing that, Don Lemonhead. There's no arguing that. You cannot just walk into another country and park your ass. That ain't how it works. That ain't how it works, Don. You should know better. You're supposed to be a professional. You should know better. Now, here are the potential outcomes. Criminal penalties. Individuals who enter the U.S. illegally can be charged with a federal misdemeanor. Federal, which may include fines and maximum jail sentence of 6 months. Repeat offenders may face felony charges leading to even more penalties. They're not jailing them. They're kicking them out. You're going to jail all them people? You got to feed them. You have to be humane. No, they're kicking them out. That's what they should do. Trump is not playing. He kicking them out. And I'm not even going to argue. Don't even come here. Don't even think about coming here to my little fishbowl. I'm the big fish in the fishbowl. I'm Moby Dick in a fishbowl, in a goldfish bowl. Don't come here talking stupid shit about, well, they should be able to stay here. No. 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 Some of them are rapists. Some of them have illegal firearms. How are they getting firearms? They running drugs. They sex offenders. Not paying taxes. We ain't even gonna get into all that, but I'm gonna read some more. Civil violations. Illegal entry can also result in civil violations, which may include civil penalties and the possibility of being barred from re-entering the U.S. If you here illegally and you under the radar on purpose, the longer you do it, the more severe it is, because it's intentional. You know what the law is. You breaking the law. You intentionally breaking the law. The courts and the attorney generals are enforcing these laws, and you all are trying to shuck and jive around it. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work no more. Now, removal proceedings. Here's a major problem too. A lot of them have gotten court orders and didn't appear. That right there, you don't get no more due process. If you get a court order to appear in court for immigration asylum and you don't appear, you've automatically lost your due process. They gave you due process already. He wants to argue that they're not being given due process because the order came down to have these people removed. Once you get an order to have you removed, you are considered a fugitive. Y'all don't look stuff up. A lot of you don't look stuff up. This man is dangerous. He lying to y'all. He lying to you. Now, removal proceedings. Individuals caught entering unlawfully may be placed in removal proceedings under the Immigration and Nationality Act. The Department of Homeland Security initiates these proceedings by issuing a notice to appear, which can lead to expedited removal without a formal court hearing. A lot of them are being kicked out of here because they didn't go when they got a notice to get asylum. Or you could get a 30-day stay and apply for asylum. A lot of these people did not go to them hearings. And now they're on a removal list. Once you on a removal list, you are fucked. Bottom line, once you are on that removal list, you're fucked. It's nowhere around it. Expedited removal. Certain individuals caught near the U.S. border who enter illegally and have been in the U.S. for fewer than 14 days. Fewer than 14 days. They weren't here long. Fewer than 14 days may qualify for expedited removal, which allows for quick deportation without a formal court hearing. Now, it is crucial for undocumented immigrants to understand their rights and legal consequences of illegal entry to avoid further complications, to seek legal advice if they are in a situation which they may be caught entering the U.S. illegally. Now, here's where it gets real ugly. Here's where it gets real ugly. Now, it says whether it's by crossing the U.S. border with a coyote or buying a fake passport, a foreign national who enters the U.S. illegally can be both convicted of a crime and held responsible for civil violation under U.S. immigration laws. Illegal entry also carries consequences for anyone who might later attempt to apply for a green card or other immigration benefit. You cannot be caught here illegally and then go run and try to get a green card. It don't work that way. They ain't playing no more, people. They ain't fucking around. You get the green card when you get here. You apply for asylum. You go get a green card. Do it legally. Now, it says the penalties and consequences to get progressively more severe. See, the more you stir shit, the more it stinks. The penalties and consequences get progressively more severe. If the person enters the U.S. illegally more than once or enters illegally after a final order of removal, deportation, or having been convicted of an aggravated felony. Now, here's another stink bomb I'm going to drop on y'all. Here's another stink bomb. Now, this is why these people are getting snatched off the street. Now, I'm going to find it. Okay. Now, entering or attempting to enter the United States at any time or place other than one designated by U.S. immigration officers, in other words, away from the border inspection point or other port of entry, excluding examination or inspection by U.S. immigration officers. People have tried everything from digging tunnels to hiding in the trunk of a friend's car. Attempting to enter or obtain entry into the United States by a willfully false or misleading representation or willful concealment of material fact, which might include, for example, lying on the visa applications, buying false green cards, or other fake documents. You gonna get kicked out of here. You ain't getting no due process. Your ass is getting removed. That is the law. I'm reading it. You can look this stuff up. You can look this stuff up. It's crazy. They can actually send you to prison. They can send you to prison. They ain't locking up all them people. They kicking them out of the country. And the crazy thing is, they're coming over here and starting families. Trying to use them poor children as anchors to stay here. That shit ain't flying no more. Your airplane, your wings been clipped. Your ship is sunk. They are not playing. They ain't playing, people. And it says here, for the first improper entry offense, the person can be fined as a criminal penalty or imprisoned for up to 6 months. See what this just see what I'm reading here. It says for the first improper entry offense, you get caught, they can put you in jail. What are you people talk? What are you people protesting for? What are you nut jobs out there riding for? They can actually put you in jail and slam the door shut. It says for the first improper entry offense, the person can be fined as a criminal penalty or imprisoned for up to 6 months or both. But just in case that isn't enough to deter illegal entrants, a separate section of the law adds penalties for re-entry or attempted re-entry in cases where the person had been convicted of certain types of crimes, thus removed, deported from the U.S. as follows. People removed for a conviction of 3 or more misdemeanors involving drugs, crimes against a person, or both, or a felony other than aggravated felony shall be fined and imprisoned for up to 10 years or both. People removed for a conviction of aggravated felony shall be fined and imprisoned for up to 20 years or both. People who were excluded or removed from the United States for security reasons shall be fined or imprisoned for up to 10 years, which sentence shall not run concurrently with any other sentence. Non-violent offenders who were removed from the United States before their prison sentence was up shall be fined and imprisoned for up to 10 years or both. These people, y'all fucking around. Y'all fucking around. You people fucking around. The game is chess, not checkers. And you gonna find out. You gonna find out. Now, here's the apprehension. Here's the apprehension part. Man, y'all better read this. You better read these laws. Don Lemon, you need to go sit your ass down. You need to sit your ass down, Don Lemon. You'll probably never see this. Not that you give a shit, but you need to sit your ass down. The one big beautiful act that was pushed through by the Trump administration in mid-2025 instituted a fee that is in addition to any other fee authorized by law. It is to be collected from any inadmissible alien at the time such alien is apprehended between ports of entry. The amount is a staggering $5,000 at minimum, though it can be raised by the DHS and is expected to be raised each year for inflation. In theory, that means this is the first penalty an undocumented person could face upon being caught. How exactly is this played with is unclear. One would think the person would need a chance to defend against the charge of being inadmissible, one of the grounds which is a violation of U.S. immigration laws, before they ask to produce a huge sum of money. What happens if you're caught in the U.S. after an illegal entry? After an illegal entry, the non-citizen faces arrest by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. What happens next depends on, the severity, where they were caught, whether they've been ordered deported, whether they've been deported in the past. And the longer you are here illegally, the more severe the penalties. You do not get no due process. They've already, you don't know, but you gonna fuck around and find out. You don't know, but your ass is on a list. I guarantee you, your ass is on a list for removal. The only way you gonna find out is when you get stopped and ICE yank your ass and hog tie you. Oh, they being kidnapped. No, they not being kidnapped. There was a court order to have them removed from America. You can't stop that. You ain't stopping that. You're not stopping that. If caught within a certain number of miles of U.S. border where U.S. Customs and Border Protection patrols, they can place you in expedited removal proceedings. Yeah, they send your ass right back. They catch you at the border, you crossing over. Yeah, they're going to grab you and sling your ass back over onto the other side. Get on back cross. Get your ass on back over there. Without a hearing, of course. They don't need no hearing. They don't need no hearing to do that. In the past, it was under 100 miles from a border and applied only to foreign nationals who'd been in the United States for 14 days or less. The second Trump administration, however, has expanded it to the maximum to apply to foreign nationals encountered anywhere in the United States who have been continuously present in the United States. See? and you telling me what they're doing is wrong? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. This is why every time they take Trump to court, it gets overturned. He can continue to do what he's doing. This is why he's telling his ICE people, ignore them court orders. Get them people out of here. All y'all doing is sandbagging. You got some judges that want to throw a monkey wrench into the removal of these people. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of paperwork. It's a waste of taxpayer money. That actually this judge should be disbarred because you should know better. You should know better. I'm going to read this again. The second Trump administration, however, expanded it to the maximum to apply to foreign nationals encountered anywhere in the United States. This is why they're snatching these people. Now, it says if expedited removal isn't applied to you, you will likely be placed into removal proceedings in immigration court and charged with being either removable or inadmissible under U.S. immigration law. Prior to the first court hearing, called a master calendar hearing, you should receive a notice to appear. A notice to appear, an NTA. I guarantee you a lot of them, they are ignoring those notices to appear. You can ignore that shit if you want to. Along with charging documents, and a notice of hearing and removal proceedings. These documents will state the immigration-related charges against you and the date and time to appear in immigration court. The U.S. government places many people into removal proceedings, but not all of them get deported. You, the respondent, might be able to assert an affirmative defense or request relief from removal. An affirmative defense says, in essence, even if the facts alleged in my case are true, I should not, under the law, be deported for X reason. But you gotta go to the hearings before they issue a permanent removal placed upon you. This is what's happening. The reason might be that you qualify for a waiver, cancellation of removal, or some other relief. For example, you might say, yes, I'm in the U.S. illegally, but I deserve to be granted asylum based on my fear of return to my home country as persecuted minority. All right? If it appears you have a valid defense such as this, the immigration judge will schedule you for a merits hearing at a later date. However, depending on concerns like whether you've committed a crime in the past, you might be held in immigration detention while waiting unless you can pay a bond. The judge is a U.S. government employee but expected to make an objective decision based after hearing your arguments and those of government attorney. The judge will issue a final order either removing you from the U.S. or granting you application for relief from removal based upon evidence considered. A lot of them are ignoring them courts. And this is why they get snatched off the street. And you all want to argue this? You all want to argue this? If you know you're crazy. Long-term immigration consequences of improper U.S. entry. Now, let me look. You're up Schitt's Creek. Basically, you're up Schitt's Creek. Because the longer you ignore, if you get something in the mail for court, you better get your court here. You can let it go. You can let it go. If you are a foreign national who attended a removal hearing in the U.S. Immigration Court and were not granted any form of relief, then the immigration judge most likely ordered you removed from the United States. Similarly, you cannot attend your scheduled hearing at all that probably ordered your removal in absentia, meaning in your absence. They kicking them out. They're kicking them out. They're kicking them out of here. Now, see, the longer you here illegally, the longer you are here illegally, your due process has been waived because you didn't go to the court hearing. You didn't get a green card. You didn't get asylum. You just came here and parked your ass. The Biden administration let y'all come in here like that. And Trump ain't playing. Once they issue a removal, an order of removal, there's no appealing it. I'm reading this shit to y'all. Go look it up. Don Lemon, shut the fuck up. Peace, I'm out. God bless y'all.